Did you know you could quickly learn a skill that is inexpensive to start, easy and relaxing? You can do it from anywhere, and it can possibly earn you a full-time income, or you can just create really cool gifts for family and friends. Hi, my name is Jordan, and I've been hand embroidering almost every day for 4 years. I learned after opening my Etsy shop from watching videos just like this, so I figured that I would make my own so I can show you what worked for me, what didn't, and just different ways to do things. And then I will get into how I started replacing my nursing income with the skills that I learned. So right now, I'll show you the basics of how to get started, the supplies you need, and a simple stitch that you'll use all the time. So you want to start with your fabric. I use a linen look-alike. You can use cotton, but this just has a nice texture, but not too textured, and it's perfect. Next is your hoops. They come in different sizes, and you can get them at Walmart, Michael's. I'll link everything below. Your thread, do not cheap out on. I use DMC. Amazon, don't even think about it. It's not worth it. This is the best stuff, and it's really not that expensive. Next is needles. I use DMC number 5. They're the perfect size for hand embroidery and what we use them for. Next is embroidery scissors. For some reason, regular scissors just do not cut thread. These are perfect. You can find them again anywhere. Next, you're going to need a pencil to transfer your pattern onto your fabric, or if you want to hand draw it yourself, you can use an erasable marker. This one's an air erasable one. Next is carbon paper, and this is what we use to transfer the pattern onto the fabric. Now we're going to start with actually embroidering. I'm going to show you a simple stitch that you're going to use all the time. So start with your thread. I usually use 2 strands, so you're just they come in 6. You're going to pull it apart so that you only have 2. I happen to have 2 already ready. And then you're going to thread your needle. I have a whole separate video on how to thread your needle, different ways to thread it, and different ways to use the thread. So this is just 2 strands, and we're going to double it up and tie a knot at the end, so it actually makes it 4 strands. So I'm going to start right at the top of the name, just like you would when you're actually writing it. You're going to go up, and that knot is going to stop it from going all the way through. And then you're going to go just a tiny bit down and follow your line, and then go up the same amount of length as the first stitch. And then you're going to pull it all the way through. Careful not to go too tight. And then go down in that same hole that you put your first stitch into. And then that is literally it. You just keep going and going and going. As you curve, you kind of need to stick with smaller stitches. And then when you go into a straight line, you don't want to go super far because then all your stitches will be different lengths. So you want to try to stick with the same lengths as you keep going. And it's just back and forth and follow your pattern line. I usually hold on to my hoop instead of having it in a stand, but just for showing you, I figured it would be a little easier. But you can always turn your hoop around to check, make sure that you're not having any knots in the back. And when you get to a spot that you already stitched, I just go right over it. I think it just looks a little better, adds a little more texture. You can go up to it and kind of not go over it, but I like having the look of having one strand of thread go over the other. So then when you finish the name, you're going to turn it over and just tie a little knot in the back so that none of the threads come loose. And this is if you finish the name, or if you just run out of thread, you can just tie a knot, and then you can continue to keep going with a new thread if you need to. I hope that all made sense. It takes a little bit of time to get used to, but it's a lot of fun once you get the hang of it. You guys will do great. In my next video, I'm going to show you different ways to thread a needle because there's more than one.